British rule. Then this was called the Battle of Buxar and was fought in the year 1764. Battle of Buxar fought in the year 1764. However, British won this battle. In this battle also, British only won the battle. British won this battle too. Battle of Plassey also won by British. Battle of Buxar also won by British. Thus bringing Bengal finally under their control. Now finally, Bengal fully under the control of British government. Then that is Hector Munro. He was the British governor. During that time, Hector Munro, he was leading the British government in India. There are three kings combined: Mir Qasim, Nawab of Bengal; Shuja-ud-Dawla, the Nawab of Oudh; and Mughal King Shah Alam II. Three-person combined forces fight war with the British. Then Hector Munro was the British Army general. In this battle, British won the battle too. In this now, fully Bengal under the control of British, isn't it? Now, Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar, two battles won by the British. And then in this war led to the expansion of British influence from Bengal to Allahabad. They spread their rules. Now British power is they were very powerful in India after this. Next one is of lapse. What is doctrine of lapse? The Viceroy of the British in the Battle of Buxar laid down the building bricks of their rule in India. Now all the British, they were very powerful. They wanted to build vast big empire in India. They wanted to extend their territories across the length and breadth of the country and thus started using policies to untwist the Indian rulers into surrendering their respective kingdom. Now, British were more powerful. They wanted to control everything. That's why they wanted to extend their territories. Territories means their land across the length and breadth of the country. And across the length and breadth of the country, British wanted to rule. Started using policies to untwist. They started new policies. Now British, they come to India for only just the purpose of trade. Now they started their own rules and regulations. They started using policies. They started policies to untwist the Indian ruler. This is one of the main headache of Indian rulers into surrendering their respective kingdom. Now Indian king has to surrender. He has to give all his kingdoms to the British government. One such policy was the doctrine of lapse. What is that? How to pronounce the doctrine of lapse? What is the meaning of the word doctrine of lapse? It means, according to the doctrine of lapse, if an Indian king of a British protected territory died without a natural heir, his kingdom would automatically be taken over by the East India Company. The British acquired the status of Jhansi, Jaipur, Udaipur, Satara and Nagpur by way of the doctrine of lapse. What is the doctrine of lapse? That is introduced by Lord Dalhousie. In the doctrine of lapse declared that if any Indian ruler had an adopted son, the son would have no right to ascend at the throne. Now you know, students, there are two types of children are there. One is adopted children, one is biological children or natural child. Now what is the difference between adopted children and natural children? Adopted means in Kannada dattu tegedukollodu, isn't it? What is biological or natural child means? They are taking birth from their womb, isn't it? That is, they are taking birth to their mother's womb. It is called biological or natural child. Adopted means the parents, those who have not have their own child, they can adopt the children. Then during that is Lord Dalhousie, he introduced the doctrine of lapse policy. Means the king who had not had biological son or natural son, if he adopted any children, after the death of the king, entire kingdom is going to under the control of the British government, not to the adopted son. Then like that, Jhansi Rani Lakshmibai, she has not her own child. She has adopted the child. She had adopted the child during that time. Now, after the death of the Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai, all the entire Jhansi will go under the control of British. It is going to the British. During the olden days, British ruling the country. Indian kings ruling the country before British. After the death of the king, who will become the next king? His own son, is it? Yes. Now British introduced doctrine of lapse policy. According to this policy, after the death of the king or queen is become very old, entire kingdom is going under the control of British rule, not their adopted son. This policy they are introduced. It is called doctrine of lapse policy. It is introduced by Lord Dalhousie. General Lord Dalhousie introduced this policy in the year 1848. Now the British acquired the status of Jhansi, Jaipur, Udaipur, Satara and Nagpur by the way of the doctrine of policy. During these kings, in the Queen of Jhansi, Jaipur, Udaipur, Satara and Nagpur, they have not their own biological child. They are all the kings, they adopted the children. Now after the death or end of their rule, all the kingdom will go under the control of the British rule. It is called doctrine of lapse policy. They introduced this policy. And it is one of the main. What is the result of this policy? All the kings were very upset of this policy. That there's so many, according to this policy, Oudh, Satara, Nagpur, Jhansi, that is directly came under the control of British. Now next one is Revolt of 1857 battle. This is one of the very important battle. It is first step of freedom struggle, that is 1857 battle. By the year 1857, British had almost taken over the entire country. First, in the Battle of Plassey, they won the battle. Battle of Buxar also they won. Afterwards, they are introduced the policy of doctrine of lapse. Now, almost all in the 3/4 part of India under the control of British rule. The chipponing of wealth and uprooting of native industries by the British caused unrest among the people, while policies like the doctrine of lapse angered the helpless Indian rulers due to the unfair injustice of this kingdom. It means this. Now Indian kings or other people, they are very unhappy. Why? Because for Britishers, they are foreigners. They had come to India. They started. Now they are spread their political policy entire country, isn't it? That's why now and they introduced doctrine of lapse policy also. They did so many wars and they only won the battle. That's why the entire people in the India, especially the kings and his subjects, they were very unhappy with the policy of British rules. Then they started to fight with British. Now whole country will join together to fight with British. This is the 1857 revolt is one of the important revolt in the history of India. Now, what is the background of the 1857 revolt? Like the rest of India, the Sipais are Indian soldiers in the British army too. In the British army, both the soldiers are there. Indian soldiers also and British soldiers also were unhappy with the British rule. Why soldiers were unhappy? This eventually led to an uprising in the 1857, widely known as the Revolt of 1857 or the Sipahi Mutiny. It is another name for 1857 battle is Sipahi Mutiny. And it is also called First War of Indian Independence and Sipahi Mutiny also. The soldiers were made to use a special type of cartridges. Then before that soldiers, I told you, both Indian and British soldiers were in this army. The economic system of India were very weak because the British forced the Indians to produce the cash crops, isn't it? Then they put the heavy taxes of the Indian farmers. The farmers were crushed under the burden of heavy taxes. Now, next one is day by day, British were very powerful. Then this is also another one important causes. The Indian soldiers in the British Army were unhappy. They were not allowed to wear their traditional and religious symbols and head gauges. Sometimes you can see. Have you saw the Singh people or Sikh people, especially Punjab? Yes. Did you see them in the television? Punjab people, Sikh people, they are wearing one towel or cloth on their head, isn't it? Like pagadi or mundas we are telling, especially the Punjab people, isn't it? Yes. Then British, and there's so many Punjab soldiers, they were in the British Army, and British forced them to don't wear that head gauges. That is very important for their people. Then that's
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.